Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today, and let's talk about EA and the microtransactions issue. Often when this topic pops up revolving around EA, it's always focused on Battlefront 2, and reasonably so. The game is polluted with a microtransactions issue. I also think that's mainly due to the fact that Star Wars is such a large and recognizable brand, arguably one of the biggest entertainment brands. Upon further analysis with other games that are released under EA or games that are being tested under EA, I've narrowed down that this just isn't only a Battlefront 2 issue. This is an EA problem. They are single-handedly ruining tons of games coming out from their company. And I know that doesn't come as a surprise, but I want to highlight other issues that may not be getting as much attention because of all the Battlefront 2 focus. It starts off with UFC 3. I'm a brand new UFC fan, and I was actually really looking forward to this game because I find its sound effects so satisfying, but after these microtransactions, nope. Not supporting it. Sorry, I put my money right where my mouth is. As you can see in this picture here, EA has loot boxes in UFC. There are various types of packs that you can purchase with real game money or in-game currency, of course. And inside those packs are different types of punches, like a body hook that does a 1-star level of damage compared to a body hook that can do 5 stars. And obviously, if you go up against someone who just paid a bunch of money, scrapped some duplicates, upgraded their card, and boom, they have a 5-star punch, they'll just knock you out all day because they paid a lot of money, aka pay to win. Now, instead of EA maybe learning through other games' experiences, no, they decide to stupidly defend it, and this is what blows my mind consistently. EA has informed IGN the purchasable item packs are only available in the game's Ultimate Team mode. There are no purchasable fighter upgrades that affect any other mode, a representative for EA told IGN, noting that there are no options whatsoever to make purchases during the beta. What's Saints? Not only are there not purchases during the beta, it's only one mode, not a game's entire multiplayer platform like Battlefront 2. Our matchmaking logic takes fighter attributes, moves, boosts, and perks into account and prioritizes matching players with similarly upgraded fighters in addition to player skill. The goal is to prevent uneven matchups as much as possible. Furthermore, the game features online ranked championships and unranked online quick match for competitive and casual head-to-head online play. They're trying to justify it. They're trying to say, no, it's not the full game, it's just this part, and if you don't like it, don't play it. Here is a wild idea. With your matchmaking system that takes into account all these fighter attributes, moves, boosts, and perks, they should be matching me up with, for example, level 1 or 2 fighters in the first place. So why is there a need for these microtransactions to level other people up? Because they're impatient? Because they don't want to play the game? The Ultimate Team mode in UFC 3 also features a single player portion where you can level up your character. So why is there not maybe a limit where, oh, fight 10 times, unlock online play, so then players entering the sphere are of a certain level with their character where everyone's not going to be getting bashed around because they have to be at a certain threshold to hop in, not just everyone pops in at once. It's not only their clear defense of their practices, but more so that they're telling you go play a different mode if this mode isn't for you. Yes, it's good to have options as a consumer, but for me to put 60 bucks forward and only have to play 80% of the game because that big chunk of the title where it got a ton of focus like any other EA title with Ultimate Team is ruined, that's just not fair. You don't deserve my $60 at that point. It's not only UFC 3 though. I talked about games that EA are testing, and this information was discovered through the UFC 3 beta. This next title happens to be a full-on release from EA, which is Need for Speed Payback. In a review by Polygon, they started off by saying, I hope you like the car you choose in Need for Speed Payback. You'll be spending a good long while with it. For me, almost 6 hours into the story, I was still driving the same Honda S2000 I had picked as my first ride in the opening of Payback's story campaign. The biggest issue with Need for Speed Payback, according to reviews I had read, was that there was a great racing game under the hood, but it didn't reward you properly. There wasn't enough rep awarded for taking part in events. There wasn't enough bank awarded for taking part in events. Overall, there wasn't a lot of player reward. Naturally, there was an outcry from fans, and of course, the dev has to step out, play the good guy, and say, here's an update, we've been listening to you guys, trying to tweak the experience to what you enjoy, and they bring everything in that we wanted. Once again, in another EA game, there were microtransactions, such as speed cars, which give you performance parts and yada yada yada. You get the point. It's the same thing over and over with EA games. We have a good platform like Battlefront 2, like Need for Speed Payback, at least it seems on paper. I can't speak for myself because I haven't played it personally, but then EA steps in. They introduce their loot box system. People freak out. EA says, we're listening. We're a community-driven company. They change things. It's not quite what people want, but it's better than what it launched as, and there's this ongoing resentment lying within the community against its developers and the game they have created. This isn't just another video to complain about EA, it's more so to highlight that while we've talked a lot about Battlefront 2 and beat that over the head, it's not just Battlefront 2. It is other games under their company, and I think we should have just as loud of an outcry because they weren't as quick to make changes for these games because the outcry wasn't loud enough. Fortunately, change is being made, but I'd love it for EA to launch a game and learn their lesson and not have these stupid practices in place from the beginning. That'll do it for me. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments down below, so fire away, everyone. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. Those links are in the description down below, along with my Patreon. Do consider supporting that as it fuels all the content we create here. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.